Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am getting pretty damn excited about what's going to be happening over the course of the next couple weeks and months ahead for this entire industry. So, with that in mind, I do hope everybody's having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. It is official. All of the Ethereum ETFs are now approved. This market is about to go crazy is what I said. Now, we did get a source from Bank XRP for this, but I'm pretty sure at this point in time, you guys already know that it is fully approved. Everyone has been talking about it. We even got an update from Brad Garlinghouse. We have big momentum in crypto this week. Ethereum ETF passed and bipartisan support on crypto legislation feels like hell has frozen over. And it is pretty crazy. I mean, listen, this market has been going through some crazy changes over the last couple weeks. And some of the bills that just got passed, the Ethereum ETFs, like these things are historic for the entire industry. But what's going to happen from this is going to be very exciting for all those altcoin holders out there, especially even XRP holders. And we've been talking about why. I put out a post just the other day actually talking about the Ethereum ETFs, and I said an ETF approval for Ethereum is absolutely massive in a sense that it will ignite the flippening narrative again. This will be the official catalyst to really kill all momentum on Bitcoin dominance, as it would cause Ethereum dominance to surge. During that time, we focus heavily on squeezing profits from this market as altcoins begin to have much larger breakouts. Remember, this Ethereum ETF stuff is just rumors until it happens, but rumors are also very good for starting the shift. Be vigilant out there and remain patient. Our time to harvest profits is coming. Now, as we really look at this, guess what? This is what the market looks like. Nothing too crazy. No major move yet on Ethereum, and we had a little bit of a spike, roughly like $300 today, right? But nothing too crazy, guys. You can't afford to not be a part of this Discord. You need to join the free Discord down in the description below, as well as in the comments below right now, to get ahead of the rest of the market with 24/7, 365 access to information around crypto, including insights, trades, altcoin gems, you name it. You need to be a part of this Discord. So what are you waiting for? Click the link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below, to join today. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to be addressing it. But let's actually first look at Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. So in the Discord, which I think everyone should be in at this point, we have been addressing a few things. So first off, Bitcoin dominance is breaking down, guys. This is very, very significant. Like right now, as we really look at this, it is losing momentum and it lost the structure. So this is actually very bearish for Bitcoin dominance, but it's very bullish for the rest of the market. Now, can we officially say like this is the start of alt season? I mean, technically, yeah, it is, but we still need to lose these two moving averages down here, which is the 200 as well as the 50. Now, if we go back in time, why is it significant to lose? Well, here's 2021 for an example. The second that we lost this, it was in January actually, and we lost all EMA support in the end of January. The market went on a massive tear. So this is when altcoins will really start to go crazy. Once like 51% is lost, it's a game over for Bitcoin, and it's all eyes on altcoins. But we are positioned now because guess what? We were waiting for a rejection off of this level up here. We were looking at this level a little bit more closely if we were going to get it, but hey, I will accept this. It's fine. I'm happy with it. This has been the overall Bitcoin chart over here. So in the Discord, we outlined a move from roughly like 72K down into this demand zone of roughly like $65,000 to $67,300. And we retested the bottom here on the daily. This was a level that we were closing on for a little bit of time there at 66 point almost 3K. And we tapped it once again. And now we are looking to see if we're going to get a big impulse move here. What we really want to actually watch for is a daily candle close over this like 71.4K zone. But realistically speaking, we still need to clear the previous high. So we want to actually break over 74K to officially have this bottom here be printed on the chart. This will essentially be our bottom, but we're not out of the woods yet. And I want to stress that, okay? Don't get too ahead of ourselves. We could still see a break of structure below 64K, and we could still tap this level here. So this is what we would be looking at if we did retest significantly lower. It would be roughly a tap of almost $65,000. If we do lose this bottom trend line, though, that would be a major significant signal that we are going back down to roughly 60,000 to 61K. That's still a possibility, but I'm not expecting it. In fact, I'm expecting a much larger expansion move to the upside. We could still chop a little bit. Like, for example, we could still chop all the way back down to like 65K, which would still be in this green zone before a much larger move to roughly 74,000 plus to almost 80K. Breaking over 74K will pretty much confirm that we're going to $80,000 in the short term, which would be very good if Bitcoin dominance is breaking down, because as we've always looked at, this is what we are watching. We're watching for that increases fast alt season move for altcoins, where Bitcoin dominance is still going down while Bitcoin is increasing. And ultimately what we want to see is Bitcoin dominance still breaking down while Bitcoin off of these lows, if we do get that low, is breaking to the upside. Even right now, I mean, we're not too far away from that demand zone. We've already tapped it once. It wouldn't surprise me if we continue to kind of range down there for a little bit, chop sideways, and then break out to the upside. And even when it comes to alt season itself, the path to alt season, guess what? Ethereum is the focus now. We're basically in phase 2. So phase 2 has been initiated, which is very big. Now, as we do look at Bitcoin, right, this is the overall Bitcoin chart. I want to stress something real quick, which is the Bitcoin ETF. Guys, we got the Bitcoin ETF approval on the 10th of January, okay? This ranged for quite some time, and we're actually going to go off of when we broke over the level from the 11th. So it took roughly from the 10th of this is like the ETF approval. It took roughly 33 days for it to break over that level. Now, is it going to take the same amount of time? Not exactly, right? But it did range for quite some time before we saw any major impulsive move to the upside off of the ETF approval. So as we do look at this, right? What's Ethereum going to do? Is Ethereum about to have a massive move to the upside, or are we going to retest significantly lower before we go higher? And what would be that level that we are watching for? Well, mainly it's just a demand zone, and the demand zone could very well be down here at about roughly like 3,100 to about 30, almost 400. Wouldn't surprise me if we did have a little bit of a breakdown to that level. So something like this, where we have a tap down here, then we kind of just range sideways a little bit, and then we get that big impulsive move above the previous high back in March, ultimately also breaking over the all-time high, going all the way back to 2021. So this would be the all-time high on Ethereum, which would be right around roughly 48,000 or 4,800. Almost 4,900, and then breaking over that level to go significantly higher would be something that we watch for, or possibly even a rejection off of the all-time high, coming back down to retest this previous high from March, ranging sideways yet again, kind of just chopping, and then we finally get the big breakout, which is, hey, either way is fine with me. This is what we would be watching for. And remember, Ethereum breaking out would be a very good sign for altcoins. And even as we do look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, this is at a significant level of resistance. It's already tapping the 200 weekly EMA. It's also tapping the top of this trend line. It wouldn't surprise me if we did kind of reject a little bit from that level, range sideways a little bit more to the downside possibly, and then get that big breakout. I mean, we're kind of already doing this. I was expecting a little bit later in the year, but hey, I'm fine with it. We're already tapping that upside. It wouldn't surprise me if we did retest a little bit lower. So somewhere around, like, I would argue it's just retesting this low from back in October. So not too significant of a down push, but it would be roughly from the level that we're at now, almost like a 10% drop. In terms of actual like Ethereum prices, a 10% drop would kind of put us right back down into this demand zone, like I said, which is why I'm watching this closely. This is the price action that I would be expecting on Ethereum in the short term. But I am expecting a much larger breakout on Ethereum, Bitcoin above this trend line. This is a macro trend line going all the way back to like almost 2022 and technically even 2021. But once we break over this, it's pretty much game over. And then we really kind of target some significant levels up here, which would be allowing Ethereum to go much, much higher than its previous all-time high. Now, as we do look at this, right, Ethereum dominance is breaking out and it's nearing a significant level. So this is the first level of interest on the dominance chart for Ethereum, which is about roughly 18.6%. This is where, like I said, we would see a rejection on this chart as well. Very similar to like the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, very similar to even the USD pair, where we are pretty much at that level where a rejection would happen. Same even with the dominance chart. So here we really kind of look at, okay, well, where are we going to go back down to? Well, it's anywhere between roughly like 17% to almost like 17.5% almost. So nothing too crazy, but just a drop on this would be fine. Even coming back down to about roughly like 16.5%. So 16.5 to almost like 17.5% is what I'm looking at. Nothing too crazy, but this having that big gain today just goes to show you where we are headed in this market. And as we do look at, Bitcoin at dominance, if we go back, this dropping while Ethereum dominance is gaining. Now, I am also watching others' dominance. So this is the altcoins outside of the top 10. And this right now is actually starting to break a little bit. I'm watching to see if we lose this bottom trend line. If we do, it's going to get very interesting for a lot of those altcoins outside of the top 10. We might even reclaim or retest a few levels down here at about roughly like 11% or so. Regardless, this isn't too crazy. It's not telling us like, hey, altcoins are bearish outside of the top 10. It's just showing you that Ethereum is gaining a lot of momentum right now, and it is for good measure, right? But what all of this means is that Ethereum is going to be starting its phase, which is going to lead into large caps and alt season. Basically, once alt season does officially begin, we only have about roughly like 3 to 6 months, guys. So, we're not in a rush for this. We're still waiting. We're still watching closely. I wouldn't expect it to happen just overnight. I'm expecting for us to have a little bit of a sell-off range sideways before a much larger move. So just be a little bit patient. Don't be impulsive. This is what the overall altcoin chart looks like. This is the total 3. So this is altcoins outside of Bitcoin and even Ethereum. Ultimately, we have been kind of riding this this wave a little bit. We had a nice little wick below this trend line, and this is a little bit off. Let me just fix this a little bit. So we have been riding this trend line for a little bit of time, since roughly going all the way back to October of last year. This chart has been gaining a little bit of momentum on the weekly, but we're not there just yet. We still need to reclaim almost $780 billion on this chart before a full-on breakout is confirmed. This is going to chop probably a little bit more on the upside move before that big breakout. So we're not there just yet, but we're getting very close. I would argue within the next week or so, this market's going to erupt in terms of altcoins. But this big announcement of this Ethereum ETF, I would argue that this is the green light. This is the green light for alt season. We know that it's happening. We know that it's coming. And all we have to do is prepare. We have to buckle up and get ready for this, because this is going to be a big move for the entire market. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.